Let's speak now to the international security consultant, Olivier Guetta. He joins me via webcam from South London. Hello to you. Thanks very much indeed for being with us. These extra officers armed with a whole array of weapons, is that going to be enough to stop a terror attack?
No, unfortunately, obviously not. I mean, we've seen our neighbor France that has 15,000 soldiers and policemen patrolling the streets with machine guns, and unfortunately they haven't been able to foil the three major attacks we've seen in the past 18 months. But it will be a step towards the right direction. It will reassure people, but when it comes to really preventing attacks, everything boils down to human intelligence and prevention.
So this show of force then on the streets of London and in the next few months and a couple of years across the UK, is that really for public confidence then?
Not only for public confidence, because obviously if we were to have an attack in central London, and if you would have armed police nearby, then they can react quickly. So it's not only for that, but in terms of what we've seen in the modus operandi of terrorists in the past year and a half, if you have a low sophisticated attack, there's not much that an armed police or 600 more armed police in London can do.
Okay, so are you worried then that potentially, because we now have police officers on our streets who are armed, as I say, they're wearing all kinds of Kevlar and helmets and so on and so forth, that might create a barrier between ordinary people and those who are supposed to be protecting us, and as a result perhaps cause issues when it comes to wanting to inform, wanting to approach the police and tell them that something may be going wrong?
I don't think so, because we remember, I mean, Europe has been hit by terrorism, and the UK has been hit by terrorism for a long while, and the people are quite aware of the risk of terror, and they would see the presence of police as reassuring and helping, rather than seeing it as a problem.
How important is it that those connections then with ordinary communities around the country are kept between the police and the public in order to get the kind of intelligence to prevent a terror attack?
It's huge. I mean, you put the finger on the sticking point. Basically, we've seen in cases in France and Belgium, if we had people within the communities that could have informed the security services of radicalization of such an individual, or that it would be on the verge of an attack, then things would have been much more different. So that's the main aspect of counterterrorism in the next 5 years.
Okay, Olivier Guetta speaking to us from South London. Thanks, Olivier. Thank you.